Hello and welcome to Food Journey. Today I'm going to be making some small chops for you. You excited? That essential party favor that we're all used to and expect. It's so nice to see what each individual party thrower does. In my day, it used to be that lovely fried meat. If you're as old as me, you'll remember. But nowadays, it's very diverse. You've got things like spring rolls, you've got your samosas, you've got your flavored chin-chins, etc. So today, I'm going to be making you my version of some of those delectable delights that you are used to seeing. We're making spring rolls from scratch and adding some customized love. Then some cool party favor hacks with assorted nuts and popcorn, as well as some new direction for your puff puff repertoire. And we're topping it off with my favorite Ghanaian treats, kelewele. Yummy! So first up, we are going to be making some spring rolls. Now I love these, and I want to make ours especially exciting by adding some meat and some vegetables. But the great thing about these is I'm actually going to be making the spring roll wrappers from scratch. And you're going to see how easy it is to do these yourself. At first I thought, what a daunting task, but don't worry. I'm going to take you through every little step and you'll be making them at home as soon as you know. All right, everyone. My first filling is going to be chicken. And because I only need the meaty parts, I'm going to remove fat and skin. So that's going in there. And just with a sharp knife, of course, as you can see, it all comes off. It's easy work. Turn it around, look for more fat. We don't want that in our spring roll, do we? And when you've got all the little fat and fatty pockets out, like so, then we can get on to the business of removing the meat. Just slicing down here to expose the bone. I like thigh meat because it's really flavorful. And you can just cleverly go around that bone, the central bone there, and remove your meat. Look at that. Scraping off a little. You got that. What we're left with is a lovely chunk of beautiful chicken meat. To get some rich flavor and depth into this chicken, we're being very purposeful with our spices. Choosing only those that add the correct warmth to every savory mouthful. Which will leave you focused when you bite. Lastly, a bit of salt and a good mix, making sure every bit of the chicken is covered. A little drop of water, and then we're ready for a steam. Some of our other fillings are raw carrots. These are going to add a slightly crunchy dimension to the mix. And we're simply grating these and then setting them aside. I wanted some onion as part of the spring roll filling, so I decided to slice a local purple onion. And once sliced, not too thickly, just started the slow caramelization process with a little oil in a pan. You don't want to be impatient with this, because high heat will just burn the onion. The sugars are concentrated better on low heat. And the caramelized result is what we're truly looking for. And once that's cool, we're slicing it thin. And we're going to add some sweet chili sauce and some Tabasco for subtle pickled heat. Why not some mayo as well? And make it saucy and luxurious too. Beautiful chicken pieces, ready to be shredded. Smells amazing. And with all those flavors that we put in there, you know it's going to taste amazing too. For the simple to make spring roll wrappers, it's just a few simple ingredients we need. This isn't rocket science. It's just a bit of cooking chemistry, which will take you to your desired objective. Which is easy and quick to achieve for anyone. So for our wrappings, it is a tiny bit of oil in a non-stick pan preferably, and now ladle in a couple of spoons of the mixture. We're trying to achieve an even spread and not too thick either. This only needs 30 seconds and you can see the bubbles forming. Now flip this and use the other 15 seconds and it's ready for use. The rest is simple. We've done all the work now, and we'll just let this hot oil do the rest. A beautiful crispy golden brown outside is what we're looking for, and that's what we've got. Believe me when I say this one is going to be worth tasting indeed. Spring roll cheers! So good. After that incredible bite of spring roll, I'm going to show you something that you could really call a hack if you liked, because it's a different treatment for something that we're all used to. Peanuts and popcorn. Okay, you don't normally see them in the small chop bag, but just the same, it's something to add a little extra oomph to your snacks. My peanut of choice is just a regular ground nut, but I've left the skin on because I love that texture as well. It's fun to eat. And I've also chosen some cashew nuts. So easy does it. Just put the two together and voila, instant mixed nuts. So just give those a bit of a toss. There we go. So how are these going to be different and fun? We're going to add a little bit of oil to them, just a drop, because we want all the spices we're going to put in to cling to the peanuts. Now you don't want them leaving greasy mess all over people's hands, but you do want some glue. So the first thing we do is just mix in that oil. Keep on going until all the peanuts and cashews are covered with a light, almost faint covering of the oil. You can use olive oil, I used vegetable oil, whichever you like. Really give them a go to make sure you don't have oil just on one side. Great, that's the first part. Now spices. I'm adding some chili pepper flakes. I'm adding some coriander and a little bit of curry. Just a little of each, just get that in there. That was about half a teaspoon, and some salt. Okay, there we go. Next thing you do is just work that through. Really work it. You want to work it such that you don't see any of the spice at the base of the bowl. So keep going. And you can see some of that spice clinging to the peanuts and cashews, which means we got enough oil on there. Keep going at it. And basically, that's done. Number 2, popcorn hack. So into a dry pot, tipping in the popcorn. I like to tip in just enough to cover the base, and it's on medium heat. You can begin to see now that we're getting some brownness, some coloration. And at this point, you got to keep it moving. Okay. Then you give it a moment, and then you move again. Keep your eyes open for one or two of them to start shifting around on their own, and then you'll suddenly see a pop. The first one will be starting to pop. Ah, there we go. There's the action. At this point, you want to cover it and leave an air hole. And start to shake. I think I need one of these. It's really going now. So we want to wait until you can't hear any more popping. Safe to turn off the fire now. This is naughty, but it's a party. Now here's the hack. We are adding a little bit of soy sauce to that. a light and gentle sprinkle for an umami Moorish bite, which is more rewarding than plain old salt. I think so. Now let your friends get their chops around this for a change. Let's look at that sweet potato, in which case I chose these red variety. First, you want to peel off the tough skin. I love the deep rich pumpkin color. With vitamin C and A, these are antioxidant and help to minimize inflammation as well. I'm salting these, and they don't take long to cook. So when they're just soft, they can be drained. And then we'll be able to mash them really easily. All we need to do is just tip that lovely mixture into our bowl. And have a look at that, that's really nice. All these ingredients we're adding will give this sweet potato its savory bite, without taking anything away from its ability to stand out individually. We still want to recognize what we're eating. So, a splodge of milk, then mix that in. And this is the consistency that we want. Mushy, but kind of like a wet dough. And where you can see white, you just keep mixing in. I've steamed some pepper and a bit of onion and garlic and a tomato. And once I've removed the seeds, I'm crushing them in my handy asanka to create a smooth, hot dipping sauce for those who like it that way. See how simple it is to just step out of the box a little and introduce some variety? It doesn't mean you can't still serve your regular puff puff. Look at this as another feather in your repertoire hat. See this? You can have them sweet, enhanced with some icing sugar. Surprise! I must try these. Look at them. Fantastic. So, sweet potato puff puff, cheers. So yummy with that icing sugar. We love this. I've had a lot to taste today. My tummy's getting full. But I tell you, there's one more thing I want to share with you, and that comes from Ghana, where most of you know I lived for a long time. And it is kelewele. Everyone loves plantain, and it is a plantain-based snack. But it's made really lovely and spicy, so you get that sugary taste of the plantain, and you get that spicy taste of all the goodies that we surround it with. And then, again, we're putting it into our wok, giving it a nice little frying, and it'll be sticky and gooey and lovely. So here are our beautiful plantains. Let's see if one's enough first. So just slicing off the end like that. And then to make it easy, just the tip of your knife along the side like this makes it so easy to peel. And this plantain is ripe, but not overripe. You can do kelewele with overripe plantain if you really want it soft, but in this case, not. So I'm cutting it down the middle, like so, to 2 halves. And then I'm just going to follow along like this with a knife. Slice that in half again. There's one. There we go. You can see all those lovely seeds in there. Turn it on its side and cut like this. Here are our ripe pieces, and I'm adding one more plantain, a different cut this time. They say variety is the spice of life. Here's our onion, and we are grating this. See how we get that little mushy dice. And I'm crushing some ginger, one main ingredient in kelewele, and this is going to give us the warm burn without the heat. Keep going at it for a second or two more. Here we are. Time to add the other ingredients. Just some paprika and chili. My choice. Sprinkle that on. A little more. Some black pepper. And last but not least, some salt. There we go. Time to get your hands in and give this a really good mix. The plantain is already wet, so everything will cling to it easily. Here we go. Into the pan. Don't worry about some of the goodies scattering, but don't be tempted to move it. Leave it alone. Well, I hope you've had some fun today watching how I make my version of some of our small chops. And I hope you'll go away too and try these yourself. For now, it's time for me to dig into this kelewele and say goodbye to you. Here it is, and here I go. We'll see you next time. Food Journey has a new Instagram. It's FOODJERNY @Food Journey. So if you were following us before, please come and follow us here now.